All right, so here we have a simple registration form that is allowing us to type the username, password, and verified password. We're going to grab this and send it over to the server. So for that, we're going to need a service on the client side, right? That's going to take the user object that we're going to pass it, right? And then what we want to be able to do is post it to the server, right? So let's write that service. Is there a question? If we were encrypting the passwords, do we do it on the client side? So for encryption, it's as simple as instead of using HTTP, you would be using HTTPS. And if your server supports it, then that means that now all data that is being posted between the client and the server would be encrypted both ways. And you get that for free if your server supports SSL. So Heroku does support SSL, meaning that if you start all the communications between client and server are HTTPS, then all communication is encrypted both ways. Now for that feature you need to pay. It's a paid feature for Heroku. So if you have a pro account and you're paying for your servers, then you can use SSL when you're using HTTPS. If you're not paying for it, then regardless of whether you use HTTP or HTTPS, it will not be encrypted both ways. But once you pay, yes, you'll get that feature, automatically encryption. Yes, that's all communication that we're going to go between back and forth is all going to be sent over through the body, right? So we're not going to be sending GET requests. It's all going to be embedded inside of the body, and the body would be encrypted if you'd be using HTTPS. Okay. All right. So let's create the service to grab this information and send it over to a server. So here we're going to create a brand new service under the service directory, and we'll call it user service. It will be user service.js. So in here, we're going to add all communication between the client and the server. We'll encapsulate it here in this file, right? So one of the things we like to be able to do is send a message that our intention is to register with the server, and we'll do that in a function called register that is going to take a user object that is going to include the username and password that we collected in the registration form, and we're going to pass it. We're going to send it over to the server. So I have a server here that is it's a Java server that it's listening at port 8080. Right, and what we're going to do is that in the body of that request, right, we're going to use post, right, and we're going to embed the user in the body of that post. So we'll put in the body, we'll put JSON stringify, and we'll pass in the user. There it is. We'll also do in the headers, we'll specify that the data that we are sending is encoded as JSON. Okay. Hopefully the response will be successful, and in the then clause there will be a response that hopefully will include the new user that just registered. Okay. All right. So we have the register. Now we can use it on the registration form to actually post this information over on the server. So let's head over to the registration, and what we'll do here is that we'll create a function that we can invoke and then send this over to the server. So we'll create here a function called register, and what's it going to do? It's going to invoke the register function we just created that is in the user service, right? So so our register is going to take the user from the state and it's going to pass it to register user, and hopefully at some point the new user will be sent to us, and maybe we can just display it in the console. like that. Notice that this is not a an infinite loop. This register is referring to this register over here. If you want to refer to the register in the local class, you need to be able to register using this dot register, which is exactly what we're going to do with the button. So in the button, when we click on the button, right, we're going to say that on click, we're going to call this dot register. And because we want to pass it the object, the user object, what we're going to do is we're going to put this in a closure, right? And we're going to pass this dot state, which this dot state is the object that contains our username and password. Okay, so let's try it out. And if we look at the network and we click on register, notice that we get an error, which makes sense. Notice that we were able to post to localhost 8080 register. Oh, did we post to localhost? I don't think that's what I meant. I guess we never posted to register. Did I miss that? Use the service. Oh, I meant /register. Even so, right? It's not gonna work, obviously, because on the server, notice that we are posting to register. We are sending the right data. We see that we are posting to the right place, and we are passing a username and password that is being cached by our browser, but it's complaining, saying that the server, there's no one listening on the other side of the server, right? So we need to head over to the server and actually create this endpoint to listen for this incoming post.